always been the same. They win. That's the story this season.
It's not a bad habit, is it? Winning matches, and that's something that Liverpool are in, and it can sometimes be as simple as that. And I'm sure the importance of this game, more than going through to the next round of the FA Cup, is that they want to keep that winning run going.
Well, Sam Ricketts and Jurgen Klopp exchange a handshake. Sam Ricketts really just starting out in his managerial career, joined Shrewsbury from Wrexham, where he did a pretty good job. The referee is Simon Hooper, standing in actually for Andre Mariner, who reported sick this morning. So a change of officials there. Shrewsbury Town wearing their home strip of blue shirts with the yellow stripes. Liverpool, of course, all in red. And there is that young man we were talking about, Callum Lang, on loan from Wigan actually. Wigan have provided a cup upset or two of their own in recent years, primarily twice against Manchester City. Can Shrewsbury Town do something similar here at the New Meadow against mighty Liverpool? Simon Hooper has a little look at his watch, assesses the scene. He is happy, and we are more or less ready to go as they bid for a place in the fifth round of the Emirates FA Cup. It's Shrewsbury Town of League One who get the game underway from right to left against Liverpool. Both Manchester United and West Ham have been here in recent years in the FA Cup. Shrewsbury Town lost both those ties, and of course it goes pretty much without saying that they are huge underdogs here today. Here is Matip back to Lovren. Also worth pointing out, I think, with league matches and league and Champions League, I suppose, Matt, in mind that Naby Keita is amongst the Liverpool substitutes today, like Matip and Lovren coming back from injury.
Yeah, definitely a player that I'm sure will try and get some minutes here today, and another key, important player to get back fitting in the Liverpool squad.
So Joel Matip with the dink ball forward, which is headed firmly away by Ebanks Landell. That's a long ball downfield, and Wally is off after this. Callum Lang is in the middle, and the flag has gone up, I have to say. I thought he would probably be offside. It looked that way, and that is exactly what happened.
Yeah, I mean, he looked just half a yard offside, but it's a clear indicator of how Shrewsbury want to hurt Liverpool today. They're looking at any kind of turnover in possession. They want to get Liverpool running back towards their own goal, use those channels and turn the two centre-backs.
Forward it goes from Ebanks Landell in towards Wally. Liverpool win it back, and this is their Brazilian Fabinho. Origi infield to Chirivella, the Spanish midfielder, to Nico Williams. Williams trying to get it onto the head of Minamino. And Liverpool's throw. He's a Welsh under-19 international, is Nico Williams. They have high hopes for him. Chirivella pulls it back. Minamino just dispossessed by the outstretched boot of Ebanks Landell.
Minamino could have done better with that touch there. It was a nice little cut back to him. A good first touch would have really set him up for a strike on goal.
He was playing Minamino in a side which absolutely dominated Austrian football and scored a lot of goals week in, week out. His record for RB Salzburg was 64 goals in 199 games. 9 of those this season. But he also proved in the Champions League, Matt, that he could do it.
Yeah, no, he's shown that he's capable of playing at a high level. It's just the pressure of the week in and the week out, and also the quality that Liverpool have in those areas, both wide and down the middle. He's really got his work cut out to get in the team.
It was Wally, Ebanks Landell with the long ball downfield. The flag is up again, as Donald Love had just gone too early. Former Manchester United youngster, actually. Also had a spell at Sunderland. Here's Fabinho. It's his first start since he returned from injury. Made a couple of substitute appearances of late. This is Larouci, the Algerian-born left-back for Liverpool. Still only a teenager. Dispossessed well by Love. Liverpool's throw.
just allowing Liverpool to dictate the tempo a little bit here, Shrewsbury. I'd have expected them to maybe get a little bit more on the front foot and try and ruffle their feathers a little bit.
We were discussing before we came on air, Matt, whether Minamino would be the central man of the three for Liverpool or whether it would be Origi. And Origi is out on the left-hand side.
Yeah, no, it's what I thought. I think Klopp quite likes him in that wide area for some reason. I think he prefers him coming in onto his right foot from the left flank.
Hasn't scored yet in 2020, Divock Origi. There's Curtis Jones for Liverpool into Larouci as the ball was just given away by Ollie Norburn for Shrewsbury. Minamino back to Jones, that's a good challenge, and this is Norburn now with the forward ball into Callum Lang. Held it up well, actually. Matip was there for Liverpool. It's Pedro Chirivella and Takumi Minamino.
Unfortunately for Shrewsbury, the pitch does look good enough for Liverpool to play on, doesn't it? It looks a really good surface, and Liverpool popping the ball around nicely.
This is Nico Williams infield to Pedro Chirivella. Harvey Elliott, the 16-year-old, with a little clip ball into Minamino. Ebanks Landell, good block actually. And he's got his way too, Ebanks Landell. It came back off Minamino. It's going to be a goal kick.
When I saw him appeal for that, I thought he was optimistic, hoping to get a goal kick there, but the ball must have ricocheted as he got this block in. It's good defending. It's very difficult to see how that's come back off Minamino, and he's fortunate to get that goal kick.
And certainly Minamino didn't think it did, and I think it's fair to say that Jurgen Klopp didn't either, but there you are. 38, Sam Ricketts was a good player in his day, wasn't he? Knocked around, played in the Premier League, Hull, Bolton, Wolves, and a Welsh international himself. That's a bit short from Lovren. You'll have come up against him, I'm sure.
Many times. I remember playing against him a lot, but mainly at Bolton. I think Bolton was probably one of his best times in his best form, and played in the Premier League and had quite a bit of success there.
It's a foul by Norwood on Minamino. The free kick's been taken with a rolling ball. Liverpool will have to do that again. Ollie Norwood there, Shrewsbury's number 8, would have had half an eye on the earlier fourth round tie between Tranmere Rovers and Manchester United. He's a former Tranmere player. Here's Larouci, who was signed by Liverpool from Le Havre in French football. To Origi, whose flick didn't quite come off and was picked up by Donald Love. Love again here, down the line to Wally, making the forward run for Shrewsbury Town is Josh Lauren.
Just a little bit too eager, the Shrewsbury players, to get that ball in behind. 2 or 3 times now. It's clearly running to offside positions. Liverpool playing quite a high line. They have to be patient and try and wait for that ball to go in before they start their run.
They took West Ham to a replay a couple of years ago. During David Moyes' first spell as West Ham manager, actually, they came here and were a little bit fortunate, West Ham, to come away with a draw. Won the replay. Here's Minamino in a little pocket of space. Into Divock Origi. Origi bundling through, one challenge! And the shot is a couple of feet wide off the right-hand post of Max O'Leary.
Just sat up nicely there for Origi, didn't it? Just lovely little ball through, bit of a sloppy touch, was fortunate to get it, but it sat up beautifully, and disappointed with that. He almost scuffed it a little bit, look, not as clean as what he would have hoped, but just an indication that how far he does come in. He comes in off that left flank and is happy to end up on the right side of the pitch.
Origi, in the last season or two for Liverpool, has been a scorer of important goals rather more than a scorer of many goals.
Most definitely. I mean, given his appearances, I mean, his probably ratio isn't great, but they're certainly memorable, aren't they?
Long clearance downfield by the Shrewsbury keeper Max O'Leary. That's gone out of play for a Liverpool throw-in. Did win the German Cup with Borussia Dortmund. I think there's been finger pointed a little bit at Jurgen Klopp that he's never picked a team in this competition. He's never had great ambitions. He's always put other trophies first, but he was a League and Cup double winner with Borussia Dortmund, and I'm sure he'd love to do it with Liverpool.
Yeah, we've got to try and find something to pick at him, haven't we? Have a go at the moment. So yeah, let's use that he hasn't picked a good enough team in the FA Cup. But this team surprised me a little bit. I think he's shown here that he's willing to play some of the players that maybe you wouldn't see. And okay, a couple of them are coming back from injury, but this is a strong team Liverpool have put out.
Of course, being 16 points ahead in the Premier League earns you a little licence.
It does, and also he has a lot of belief in the group, doesn't he? That's one of his main assets, the belief and the confidence that this Liverpool squad have, not just the starting 11, the squad, and he wants to make that throughout the whole squad.
Mistake from Harvey Elliott, who just flicked the ball out of play when it was intended for Nico Williams. I'm sure that throw-in never actually went in, did it? It must have done. Extraordinarily young man, the youngest player ever to play in the Premier League when he made his debut for Fulham last season, and he is Liverpool's youngest ever player to start a game. He was born Harvey Elliott in April 2003, which makes me feel old.
Me too.
Here's Nico Williams. Shrewsbury, Williams. This is Ollie Norburn, who is down for Shrewsbury. This is why Shrewsbury, the knees just came together, didn't they?
Yeah, it's never nice, a clash of knees or shins. He definitely felt that, and it's important he gets back up and shrugs this one off. He's such an important player for Shrewsbury. But he's not looking great at the moment, is he?
No, he's in some pain there. That would be a problem for Sam Ricketts early on. He's made just one change to his starting 11 today, and that was leaving out the experienced David Edwards. You've been surprised, Matt? I mean, David Edwards would be terribly disappointed to miss out on this towards the back end of his career now. He'd love to have been involved today. He's on the bench, he may get on later.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a surprise, but it's obviously a team that Sam Ricketts feels comfortable with, whether he wanted the energy in the side or something different, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him feature at some point.
Well, Norburn will be coming back, I think. But not until he's been waved on by Simon Hooper, our referee. Fabinho forward to Minamino. Origi. Nice little dink ball in towards Shrewsbury. It was a very good defensive header. Actually attacked it, Aaron Pierre. Love couldn't quite keep that in play. Liverpool throw. Good defensive header by Aaron Pierre, that.
No, it really was. He attacked it well, and it's just interesting to see how Shrewsbury, they're not seeking the ball, are they? They're allowing Liverpool to have possession up to the halfway line. They're obviously completely concerned about their counter-attacking ability. If they come out and start to try and press them, they're happy for them to have the ball. Maybe they're going to try and hit them on the counter-attack.
Here is Nico Williams. Very important that Shrewsbury don't fall behind early in the game. A fate which has befallen one or two other minnows in the fourth round in the Cup this weekend, and it's very hard to recover if you concede a lead early to a team a couple of leagues above you. It can get away from you very quickly, a football match, if that happens.
It makes it a long game, doesn't it? You know, all of a sudden, especially if you're at home as well, I find. You know, the supporters are up, they're lively for the game, they're desperate to see the team do well, and you concede that goal, it almost deflates the atmosphere a little bit, and that could be more damaging to the team.
Sure-footed from Joel Matip. Adrian to Nico Williams. Joel Matip to Lovren. Here's Fabinho. that Jurgen Klopp and co would have been delighted when they arrived here to see how good the pitch is. That's a great ball. Minamino was so close to getting ahead on that. It's a brilliant ball in. Nico Williams with the cross.
It was Alexander-Arnold-esque, wasn't it? Coming from that right-hand side, what a delivery. Lovely pace and flight. Minamino can't quite get there, but that is literally on a plate. It's a super delivery.
Wasn't far away from getting the touch. It's inevitable that comparisons will be made, but Nico Williams is in the mould of Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's a fullback who loves to get forward, he's pacey, and as we've seen there, can deliver a great ball into the box. Nico Williams' long-term problem at Liverpool might be that Trent Alexander-Arnold's only 21.
He could have a while to wait, couldn't he, to get into the team, but you know, Minamino's heading isn't his strength, he's not his strongest ability.
Shrewsbury, that's a good ball. Here's Curtis Jones, and Liverpool are in front. And Curtis Jones, who scored the brilliant goal at Anfield in round 3 against Everton, has unlocked Shrewsbury's defence in round 4. It's a lovely ball into his run, and it's a very calm and composed finish. And Curtis Jones just raps on Jurgen Klopp's door again with a quality goal.
Just as we were saying how damaging it would be to concede early on, that is a lovely pass through. The weight and the run from Jones and the composure. I said early on that this lad is not short in confidence, and he shows that there. Okay, he bobbles it a little bit, but it's clinical, isn't it? One touch into his run. It's a really solid finish, and 2 in 2 for him now.
Lovely ball by Shrewsbury. And a very, very good finish by Liverpool's 18-year-old. Norwood for Shrewsbury, have to try and recover from that setback. Here's Scott Goldbourne. Back it goes to Aaron Pierre. Taking on Harvey Elliott, a strong challenge from Nico Williams.
It was a good tackle, wasn't it? Big Pierre was bearing down on him, he got underneath him, stuck his foot in. It's everything you'd ask from a young player.
Goldbourne with the throw here for Shrewsbury. Norburn, I think that's just crept out of play, it has.
You almost feel like Shrewsbury are showing Liverpool a little bit too much respect, maybe. Just not quite getting in amongst it and raising the tempo and causing too many problems. I understand they need to be cagey and not concede, but that's already happened, so I'd rather see them get out on the front foot a little bit.
83% possession. It's a huge number, but not unexpected. This is Fabinho for Liverpool. Joel Matip into Shrewsbury. It's a very good ball by Shrewsbury, wasn't it? He's not as young as some of the others. He's 22, the Spaniard, and he's made more appearances for Liverpool this season than any other. Spent some time out on loan in Dutch football. Lovren just showed a little bit too much of that to Wally, but got away with it. But that was a high-quality pass.
He looks a super technician, doesn't he? Typical Spanish player of receiving 360-degree vision, comfortable receiving the ball anywhere on the pitch, and showed he's got an eye for a killer pass as well.
That's Minamino with a long diagonal ball, which should be meat and drink, and Goldbourne allows that to go out of play as Shrewsbury tried to swing his right foot at it. He is, I understand, out of contract at the end of the season. Whether Liverpool will offer him a new one, I'm not sure, and whether he'd want to stay, I'm not sure either. He might feel that at 22 it's time to start playing week in, week out.
Yeah, he's getting close to that age, isn't he, where you just want to go and be relied upon. You want to be in a team where you're playing every week. That's how you grow more as an individual, and I think at 22, 23, that really is the time to get on and do that.
I think if that is the case, Matt, that he has done enough in the games he's played this season in the FA Cup and also in the League Cup to mean that there'll be a few clubs who might fancy picking him up.
Absolutely, you know, these games are hugely important for him as an individual. You can see that he looks fully alert and prepared for this match because he knows that these opportunities don't come often enough for him, and it's a real shop window.
offside. I think they make it 3 now. Offside decisions against Shrewsbury. Dan Cook is the official with the flag on the far side. He was sharp-eyed to spot that. It was pretty tight. I think Callum Lang was just offside.
It's quite a high line Liverpool are holding, isn't it? They're really getting up the pitch. It's the influence of the two centre-backs, the experience they have. They're confident marshalling that back four.
That is Lang. This is not offside, that's for sure. Sean Whalley back into the path of Lang. Curtis Jones is there. And he's ashore. Larucci down the line to Divock Origi. Ebanks Landell with the challenge, and Liverpool have themselves the throw-in with almost 20 minutes played and a lead given to them by Curtis Jones. Nico Williams here. Jones has made the forward run and Chirivella is trying to find him again. Clearing header, Minamino onto it for Liverpool. Thought that there might be Jones or Harvey Elliott there. There wasn't. Chirivella's shot drops to Curtis Jones, who proves himself to be fallible. Left-footed slice.
I was thinking, surely not, he can't hit that one in the top corner as well. But Shrewsbury just making a bit of a mess, not clearing their lines, trying to play out in a dangerous area. It falls to Jones. I don't think there was a shot on anywhere. I think there was a block on, but it just shows you the confidence and what his intent is at the moment.
Can only be a good thing when, after that third round tie, Matt, that he was quite public in saying, you know, how frustrated he'd been at not being involved. This is an 18-year-old complaining about not being in the starting 11 for maybe the best side, certainly in the country, maybe on the planet at the moment. It shows, as you say, confidence.
Yeah, well, that confidence and arrogance that he shows on the pitch, which is important in a top player, definitely comes out of him. You can see that when he talks and when he was interviewed after the game. He's desperate to get in this team. He believes he's good enough to be in the team, and that's not a bad thing.
Callum Lang losing out under pressure from Jones. Divock Origi then losing a 50-50. Here's Norburn, Whalley. Minamino with the foul. Or it might have been Jones. Minamino was kind of shielding it. Jones was there too. Sean Goss went to ground. And it's a free kick to Shrewsbury. It's Minamino.
Just a slight bit of contact, wasn't there, before the ball came through.
Now this is a chance to try and get the ball forward into the Liverpool penalty area. As you can see, Aaron Pierre is forward. Ebanks Landell is going to take it. Scott Goldburn is forward too. Up it goes towards Aaron Pierre, headed away by Harvey Elliott. Chirivella has Minamino to his left, but only Minamino. Goldburn did well. This is Lang and Lovren together. Adrian in goal for Liverpool. He's been a real plus through the season, hasn't he? I mean, free transfer, he's been released by West Ham United. He's probably played more games than he might have expected to, because Alisson had an injury and also a suspension actually, but he has been terrific.
He's been a great backup goalkeeper, hasn't he? I know he's made the odd mistake and what have you, but on the whole, to step into this team with the pressure that there is in every game to have to win, for a goalkeeper that doesn't play a lot, that's not easy, and I think he's handled that brilliantly.
Can't help feeling as well that given the problems that West Ham United have had in goal through the course of this season, they'll hope now they've solved those problems by signing Darren Randolph, but Fabianski's injury and then the problems of Roberto that can only have added to their fans' frustration, the fact that their former goalkeeper was doing so well in a Liverpool side. This is Joel Matip, there is Adrian.
I'm sure while all those appearances that Roberto was making, all the West Ham fans were wishing they had him back.
Yeah. Oh, Norburn through, onside here, Whalley against Adrian, good save. That was a huge chance and they won't get many. It's a good save by Adrian.
Well, when you get chances like that in this game for Shrewsbury, you have to take them. Adrian does brilliantly. He stands up, he does everything right. He makes Wally make the decision. He doesn't make it for him. It's a nice little through ball. He just gets back on side. Times his run well this time, Wally, and Adrian, he doesn't dive, does he? He stays big on his feet. It's a great reaction with his right foot. Really quick to get his right foot out, but you just fancy Wally to have to lift that ball. He's got to finish this opportunity.
Well, Sean Wally is a Liverpool supporter. How he would have loved that to go in the back of the net, but Adrian with a very good save. Free kick, however. Norwood, who provided the pass to Wally, takes it and it's knocked over the top, and Adrian reads that. It's a lovely piece of play by Ollie Norburn, actually, wasn't it? He just picked Fabinho's pocket.
A nice slid through ball as well, wasn't it? Lovely weighted, stayed on side, Wally. He could have lifted that, you know, as he's going through, wait and wait. I think the fact that Adrian didn't go first, he waited for him to make that choice, it made it difficult for him.
Here's Larouci for Liverpool. Foot in from Ubas Mandel, and the ball has just gone out of play. Swung in, but that's very comfortable for Max O'Leary in the Shrewsbury goal. It's a bit of concern for Ollie Norburn, actually. He had that knock on his knee a little bit earlier, and you can see there that David Edwards is getting some instructions from the Shrewsbury dugout, and it may be that they are forced into an early change.
Well, if you look at Norburn as well, he's not getting around the pitch the way he should do. He's hobbling away. It's a shame for him. He's such a key player for Shrewsbury. It was a nasty clash of knees, but sure he'd done everything he could to stay on the pitch.
Well, he nearly set up Wally for an equaliser, but his cup tie is over, and he'll be very, very disappointed about that, Ollie Norburn. But he is off, and on comes the 33-year-old back in the town of his birth, David Edwards, rejoining Shrewsbury for a second spell, his first club, and I guess probably his last club. Appearances for Luton, Reading, and over 300 for Wolves in between his two spells at Shrewsbury. Huge experience. Very, very good professional. Here's Minamino. Fabinho looking for Larouci, who just got in front of Donald Love but couldn't get his head on it. But David Edwards, of course, brings vast experience to the Shrewsbury side. Good player.
Good player, like you said, really good professional. Will do a steady job, and he has got a big job to do here. I mean, it's only 1-0. Shrewsbury very much still in the game, and he'll be wanting to get his influence onto the pitch.
It's 1-0 to Liverpool. Curtis Jones with the early goal. Fabinho with a left-footed hoik forward onto the head of Pierre. Here is Williams. Liverpool have been pretty comfortable so far. Max O'Leary was ineligible for the third-round tie against Bristol City, Max O'Leary, because he's on loan at Shrewsbury from the Ashton Gate club. Lovren. Nico Williams into Harvey Elliott. Saw Harvey Elliott's Liverpool debut actually in the League Cup earlier this season at MK Dons. It was almost an extremely precocious start. He hit the bar twice and was the best player on the pitch. I think he's another young man who is not lacking in confidence or potential. Chirivella. Minamino. Here's Williams. It's out of play for a Liverpool corner off the side of the head of Aaron Pierre. It's all Liverpool, Matt, at the moment.
It's a little bit too easy, isn't it, in and around that area. They're finding their passes. The moment they get 2 or 3 passes linked together, they've got players that know how to find space. Just got that arm out there from, it was Pierre, wasn't it?
Yeah. The decision goes against Dejan Lovren there, who was just pulling Aaron Pierre. No video assistant referee in this cup tie.
It's just the argument as to whether or not his arm is actually in an unnatural position, and I think it's difficult to say, isn't it? He's got it down by his side. He knows the ball's coming. I think he's trying to get his chest or something onto it, and the ball definitely does strike his arm.
Yeah, might have been a harsh one to give against Aaron Pierre, that, but I'm sure that there were Liverpool supporters calling for it. Here's Nico Williams. Minamino back into the right back, who's just trodden on the ball.
There's a lot of space for him out on this right-hand side, isn't there? The moment they get it out to him, he's got acres of space to gallop into.
Block was by Elliott. Shrewsbury with the clearance away downfield from Sean Goss. So half an hour played. Shrewsbury Town 0, Liverpool 1. Curtis Jones, scorer of the goal in the 15th minute. It's come off the head of Edwards to Goldborn. Was he fouled? Referee Simon Hooper says not. Here's Harvey Elliott for Liverpool. Lots of options. That's a good recovery from Goss. Edwards keeps it away from Elliott. Defended that well. Goss. Liverpool have it again with Fabinho. Only momentarily, however. Gave it away rather carelessly to Wally. Out to Pierre. Josh Laurent forward. Here he is again, got by Fabinho. Sean Williams did well, back to his goalkeeper. Some good defending there from Sam Rickett's side.
Yeah, definitely. I think Edwards there showing all of his experience against the young 16-year-old out on the right-hand side, and important piece of defending just to stop Liverpool getting in that on that right-hand side again.
Here's Goss. It's a smart idea, but Goldborn had no chance of getting onto the diagonal ball. They're not going to let the scoreline dull their enthusiasm. At the game when they played Manchester United in the FA Cup 3 or 4 seasons ago, and it was a one-sided affair. It was a little bit of a letdown, in all honesty. Didn't really have a go, Shrewsbury Town, that day. It was a very comfortable Manchester United victory.
Elliott just gesturing there. He wanted the ball to feet, didn't he? Anything over the top when he's into that foot race, or even a physical contest against Pierre, he's not going to win that. He's got to use his brain and his cleverness and his nimble feet to get in and around it.
Didn't like that ball, so we have a new one. Max O'Leary to clear this away downfield. Forward by Love, brought down by Callum Lang here. Wally is forward with him. Shrewsbury's throw. Here is Wally. Goss. Williams with the pass into Jones. Minamino, Origi, Elliott ahead here. Chirivella. Harvey Elliott. too much on the pass for Williams, who had to go and retrieve it. Pierre in the way. Now Wally running with Joel Matip, taking him on, and Adrian read the situation early and dealt with it well.
Test for Matip there, wasn't it? Just to see if he's alive. He's awake and ready for the challenge, but you're right. Adrian read it brilliantly. He was soon off his line to clear that one.
Max O'Leary hasn't had a huge amount to do since the goal, has he? Shrewsbury keeper.
He's had a huge amount to do, period, has he, really? I mean, even beforehand, it's been, possession-wise, it's no contest, is it? Shrewsbury just aren't looking to get on the ball or having any capability of maintaining possession. They aren't creating too many good chances either.
Callum claiming a foul. Dejan Lovren was the alleged offender, but referee says play on. Here's Fabinho. Liverpool have had this knack this season, particularly in league football, actually, of winning games by a single goal. I think it's 11 of their 23 league victories this season have been by one goal. Now, whether that's a question of making sure they just do enough to keep winning, I'm not sure, but the Liverpool of 2 or 3 years ago sometimes used to savage teams, Matt, didn't they? They don't do that so much anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's not through want of trying. It's an interesting stat, though, isn't it? That they're only winning by one in many occasions. I'm sure man Jurgen Klopp won't be too fussed whether it's 1 or 5. Win's a win, and they're doing the job at the moment, clearly, but I'd be surprised if it stays at 1 in this match.
Here's Joel Matip. Divock Origi. I think the difference for Liverpool is that the Liverpool of the last couple of seasons might just break off as that. So it's a high boot actually from Elliott, but it's okay. Ebanks Landell at the back for Shrewsbury. They might win one game 4-0, the next one 5-0, and then lose the third one 1-0. Well, this season that's not happening.
No, I think the consistency is the key, isn't it? And you know, we can look at whether they're as free flowing and as free scoring maybe as what they were in past seasons, but ultimately getting that balance between winning the matches, whether it's 1 goal or 2 goals. I'm sure Jurgen Klopp would want more. Everyone wants more, but his results stand up alone, whether or not they're by 1 goal or more.
It is potentially going to be a history-making season. Here's Callum Lang for Shrewsbury, just muscled out of it. Forward it goes from Lovren to Elliott. Elliott, first time on to Takumi Minamino. I think there was a late one planted on Elliott there after the ball had gone. Here's Minamino, trying to get around Ebanks Landell, looking for the support of Curtis Jones. Jones happy to pick his moment. Williams. Fabinho to Chirivella, nicely to Elliott. Important blocks by Ebanks Landell. Here's Williams. David Edwards in front of him. Good challenge in from Goss to keep it away from Curtis Jones. And now forward, Callum Lang. Wally. Lang making the run to his right-hand side. Sean Wally here, trying to wriggle through Fabinho. See what he was trying to do, just shove it. Little left-right shimmy, didn't quite come off for him.
Nice piece of footwork, wasn't it? A little bit Peter Beardsley-ish, wasn't it? That little shuffle in between the feet. Nearly got the better of Joel Matip there.
Here's Williams. Chirivella back into Williams. Elliott to Minamino. Chirivella with the cross. Comes to Minamino. Got that all wrong. Trying to hit it off the outside of the right boot, but got it wrong.
It's a difficult skill, isn't it, on the outside of the right boot to curl that. Shrewsbury does brilliantly here to commit and get the cross. It's a really good cross in. As you can see, just try to bend that in the outside of the far post, the outside of his boot. You can see that run, and this is the little bit of footwork I think it is from Wally. Just tries to shuffle it in between his feet and go in between Fabinho and Matip, but they stand up well and do the job. Just a slight handball there, maybe on the left arm.
Yeah, just
Williams coming back.
Nico Williams, didn't it? Yeah. Here's Wally in behind again. Wally, Adrian stays on his line, and Wally is wide this time. Well, that's two big opportunities that have come his way. Hasn't taken either of them.
This really is the difference, isn't it? You know, the ability to take these type of opportunities. Jones for Liverpool's had one very similar. He scores. He's got the composure and the quality in front of goal. Wally's just had two. Now, that was a little bit tighter. I think this is the harder of the two chances. But even so, you have to be hitting the target and making Adrian work.
Regrets? He'll have a few.
Look at chances. It's probably been Shrewsbury maybe the better, or definitely even on opportunity, goal-scoring opportunities, even though they've been so outdone with possession.
Liverpool careless in possession on that occasion, which is not like them. Max O'Leary with the big clearance away downfield. Joel Matip underneath it. There's Jones, Lovren, Fabinho.
Those are the second balls in that midfield there with Shrewsbury. I want to see them get up, get more pressure, win those second balls. That should be their game. Get the ball forwards, drop into the midfield, get after it, and try and put some pressure, some constant pressure on Liverpool.
Long downfield from Lovren. Pierre with the header. Roshan Williams hit that. Here's Jones, Origi. He backs Landell with a good foot in. Josh Laurel here. He's got through a Lovren challenge, then through a Fabinho challenge, and then he's found Callum Lang clearly in an offside position.
Busy afternoon so far, the linesman. Plenty of offside opportunities. He's just got to hold his run, hasn't he? A little bit eager, Lang there to get forwards. He's got to almost take his line off Larouci there. Just make sure he doesn't go past him before the ball's played.
It's a Shrewsbury throw-in, despite Harvey Elliott's protests, and it'll be taken by Scott Goldborn. Lang. Williams did well, was then flattened rather by Goldborn. It's going to be a free kick to Liverpool. Just a little late.
Hasn't quite been enough of this for me from Shrewsbury. It's the type of challenges and pressure on the ball that you want to see. I'm sure Liverpool would have turned up expecting a tough physical challenge, and I'm not sure if they've offered it yet.
Careless from Origi. Signed a new contract, of course, with Liverpool this season. Jurgen Klopp, which, assuming he sees it through, would take him to 9 years at Anfield, which would be the same length of time that Bob Paisley had at the club. Lovren. Foul on Origi. Ebanks Landell made the challenge and is now beginning the case for the defence, but free kick is given nonetheless.
There's too much contact, is there? He just catches Origi's back of his left leg a little bit. I think he can feel a little bit hard done by, but whenever you come in that far from behind as a defender and get nowhere near the ball, you leave yourself vulnerable.
Free kick is flicked on by Joel Matip, well wide. It looks like Liverpool are going to get through to half-time with a lead, albeit a slender one, with what has probably been their pretty much only real attempt on target of the game from Curtis Jones. Plenty in that first half for Shrewsbury to be pleased about.
Well, not least the scoreline. It's 1-0. Anything can happen. They've shown they can create opportunities, albeit through turnover of possession or Liverpool giving the ball away, but they've had two good opportunities to score. Anything can happen.
Lang to Love. Fabinho there for Liverpool. Lovren. In danger of losing it here, Liverpool. Curtis Jones with the clip away downfield. Larouci forward to Harvey Elliott. Looking for Minamino, and Minamino just losing the physical battle with Aaron Pierre. Sean Wally back into Scott Goldborn. Well, that, unless Adrian can reach it, which he can't, is a corner to Shrewsbury right at the end of the half.
It's a free hit, isn't it, for Shrewsbury now? Opportunity to get their big lads into the box and put Liverpool under pressure just before half-time.
It is their first corner. Up comes Aaron Pierre. Roshan Williams will be in there. Ethan Ebanks-Blake will be there. Callum Lang in your picture. Pressure on Adrian's goal here. Wally's going to take, playing the minimum of 2 added minutes at the end of the half, and we're into the second one of those two. Can they snatch themselves an equaliser right at the end of the half? Wally's corner. Larouci missed it at the near post. Half away by Jones, headed on by Ebanks Landell, away by Origi, back in by Roshan Williams, out by Origi. Roshan Williams for a third time, and the flag here has stayed down, and Aaron Pierre's shot is saved by Adrian. There might have been a whiff of handball about that.
Looked a tiny bit, didn't it? But it was a difficult ball to bring down out the sky over your head, wasn't it? Even with Pierre's goal-scoring pedigree from the last round, it was a difficult ball to bring down.
Joel Matip managed to get it through to Divock Origi. Elliott, it's very comfortable for Max O'Leary. And that is half-time, Matt Upson. There's plenty to look forward to. Shrewsbury is still in this.
Oh, the game's very much alive, isn't it? Liverpool's dominance with possession is very clear to see. They're by far the more comfortable team, but it's very much in the balance. And that man Wally should have had possibly a goal. He definitely had 2 good opportunities to score, and Adrian was a great block on one of them.
So Curtis Jones with the only goal of the half after 15 minutes. At half-time, it's Shrewsbury Town 0, Liverpool 1.
Go and practice it.
So let's have a look at the highlights of that first half at the New Meadow. League One Shrewsbury against Premier League leaders Liverpool, who have enjoyed a massive amount of possession in the first 45 minutes without actually troubling the Shrewsbury Town goalkeeper Max O'Leary all that often. But the first shot of the game was from Divock Origi, wide of that right-hand post.
Yeah, Minamino just getting in that little pocket of space and creating the opportunity, but Origi not quite getting hold of that one.
The surface is good, and Shrewsbury have largely allowed Liverpool to knock the ball around in these kind of areas. In the final third, Liverpool have not created all that much, but this is a great ball. Minamino just missed it, but what a ball from Nico Williams.
Yeah, that right-back position that Alexander-Arnold normally provides this type of quality, it really is as good, and any kind of contact from Minamino is a goal.
Frustration for the Japanese international, but here's another lovely through ball. Pedro Chirivella this time into Curtis Jones, into the back of the net. Super goal.
Well, two great things. Chirivella's ball and the run, the timing of the run from Jones is brilliant. He sees the opportunity, he sees the space, he puts the burners on there, and the composure here, first touch, just find the corner. It's a really cool head.
Very, very good finish from the teenager who scored the goal against Everton in round 3. Beautifully crafted and well finished Liverpool goal, enjoyed by Jurgen Klopp. This was half a chance again for Liverpool. Came off the face of Aaron Pierre and then sliced by Jones. Not everything he hits turns to goals.
No, I mean, it was a difficult opportunity, wasn't it? Fell to his left-hand side. The ball just sat up nicely. It's going to be very difficult to put that one in the top corner.
Well, after that period of Liverpool dominance, look at this. Ollie Norburn nicked the ball from Fabinho, through to Wally, one-on-one with Adrian. It's a really good save by the Liverpool goalkeeper to deny the Liverpool supporting Sean Wally.
Well, didn't Adrian stay up well there? Stayed up long and big, just onside Wally's lovely timed run, but made him make the first move, and he didn't quite have the quality to find the corner.
It's a good save by Adrian, and Liverpool have not had things all their own way in that first half, but they've had a huge amount of possession. Of course, there was a handball appeal there as Nico Williams curled this in. No VAR in this tie, and no penalty for that. Of course, new boy Takumi Minamino will be desperate to get off the mark for his new club. Japanese international was a regular scorer at Salzburg, and he had half a chance here. Difficult, trying to curl it off the outside of his right boot, well wide in the end.
Yeah, Chirivella does brilliantly, doesn't he, to get that ball in. Really reaches for it here. It's a great cross. Fortunately, the ball falls to Minamino, and he's trying to bend it with the outside of his right foot, but well wide.
And here is another chance for Wally. Well found. This is on his left foot, and he scuffed it really, Matt.
Yeah, it's almost a carbon copy of how the chance has come about. Turned over in the midfield, but he has to hit the target, doesn't he? At least make Adrian work.
Disappointing for Sean Wally there. This was some good work by Callum Lang, setting up this one. Wally with options right and left, tried just a little trick, and Fabinho stretched his foot out and took it away from the Shrewsbury Town number 7. Just in the nick of time. Frustration then for Sean Wally. Liverpool in front. So here are the statistics of the first half. As you can see, Shrewsbury have had 3 attempts, 2 of them on target. Liverpool 6, but only 1 on target, borne out by the fact that Adrian has actually had to make a couple of saves. and Max O'Leary has just been beaten the once by Curtis Jones. No yellow cards in the first half. Possession, almost all Liverpool's, only 28% for Shrewsbury. The action areas of that first 45 minutes bear out the fact that Liverpool have had possession more in the final third than Shrewsbury have, but it's fairly even. This is Shrewsbury's attacking areas, predominantly down the right-hand side, actually, where Donald Love has been linking up with Laurent down that right-hand side. Liverpool's also more down the right-hand side, where Harvey Elliott is working the right flank for them. Well, as he's sitting in the dressing room, Shrewsbury's number 7, Sean Whalley, will be reflecting on certainly 2 good chances to hit the back of the Liverpool net. One Adrian save, one off target. But Whalley will be hoping that they are just sighters for something better in the second half. This is Liverpool's goal scorer, Curtis Jones. His goal coming after 15 minutes, took it beautifully. And that from 2 shots in the game, the other one off his left foot was well off target. And welcome back. Shrewsbury Town 0, Liverpool 1 at the break. Neither manager has made a change, though of course Sam Ricketts was forced into a change in the first half when Ollie Norburn was injured. David Edwards came on, and Liverpool are going to get this second half underway. Matt Upson alongside me. What would Sam Ricketts have been saying to his boys at half-time?
Well, I'd like to think that they're a bit more settled now. They've had a half against Liverpool, and now you'd like to see Shrewsbury just come out a little bit more. They're 1-0 down. They've not had much of the ball, but I think they can do more, and I think they can apply a bit more pressure onto Liverpool.
So, Shrewsbury from left to right in the blue and yellow against Liverpool, all in red, leading by that 15th minute goal to 0. Pedro Chirivella plays it out to Nico Williams. One of the teenagers in this team drops it into... Oh, it's an own goal! It's an own goal, less than 30 seconds into the second half by Donald Love. Curled in by Nico Williams, and Donald Love, facing his own goal, has had an absolute nightmare. It's 2-0 to Liverpool.
Well, it's hard to put that into words, really, isn't it? How he must be feeling. He's totally not switched on here. I think just started the game. Is he quite at the races? As the ball comes in, it's just so nonchalant. I don't understand. I think he's trying to turn it behind for a corner. I don't think he's trying to pass it back to the goalkeeper. Surely not, it's a back pass. He's just trying to put it behind, but he's got it horribly wrong. He's almost like mistimed it, stubbed his foot into the turf. But that is an absolute horror, and he will not want to see that again.
Well, poor Donald Love, that expression tells you everything. What on earth was he doing?
What can you say about it, though, Steve? It's just an outrageous mistake, isn't it? You can only think that he's not tuned in from half-time. He's come out, not quite at the races, and just made a terrible mistake.
Well, I asked you about 100 seconds ago what Sam Ricketts would have said to his team at half-time. Whatever he said is pretty much immaterial now, because 2-0 down, this is an absolute mountain.
Well, how much does that change the cup tie, doesn't it? You know, within one goal, you've always got that sniff, haven't you? You've always got that chance. 2-0 now against Liverpool. It just, the face of the game is completely different.
Yeah, and the face of that elderly Shrewsbury Town supporting gentleman was telling the story, and I feel sorry for Donald Love to a certain extent, but that mistake, that moment, that second is going to define his season, certainly.
Well, as a neutral as well, it's not what you want to see, is it? It's still a good FA Cup tie at 1-0. It just makes it so much harder for Shrewsbury.
Important now that he has 2 or 3 sure-footed touches. That was a ball into the channel which Dejan Lovren will deal with. But just really on a human level, apart from anything else, you just feel sympathy for him.
It's one of those moments you just want the ground to open up and swallow you, don't you? You can tell from his facial expressions once he'd done it that he couldn't believe it himself, but he just mistimed it, didn't he? I think he caught his foot in the turf a little bit. Just a sloppy moment, and you just can't afford to have those, especially against a team like Liverpool.
Liverpool were struggling to find the second goal that Jurgen Klopp would have wanted, and in the end it was presented to them. So 2-0 Liverpool lead. This is Matty. Chirivella. Chirivella having a little look up and assessing his options, and pings it away towards Nico Williams. Elliott back into Williams, and that's a Liverpool corner. Put behind by David Edwards. Just under 2,000 Liverpool fans in the ground today. And what they don't need now, Shrewsbury, is to concede again, because then it could really start racking up. Harvey Elliott with this corner. It hit, I think it was Sean Goss on the edge of the 6-yard box. And now Shrewsbury try and run it away. Marucci is there for Liverpool, wrestling it away from Callum Lang, but it's a Shrewsbury throw. Marucci reacted quickly. Origi. Divock Origi was somewhat cruelly, when he was at Lille, voted the worst player in the French top flight, which I think he's answered his critics and then some since then.
By who?
By readers of a French football magazine.
Well, that softens the blow a little bit.
Not by his teammates.
No, exactly. That would hurt a lot more.
Oh, here's that moment again. Don't look.
Stubs it, doesn't he? Gets his foot caught. He just mistimes it horribly.
Yeah. Just one of those things, I'm afraid. Might take Donald Love a little while to get over that. He's just going to feel awful about it. His friends will be here, his family will be here.
That's the nature of the occasion, isn't it? It's a big occasion, something that you can be a hero in. You can also work the other way, and unfortunately he'll be feeling like that this evening.
Here is Dejan Lovren.
also provides a buffer for Liverpool just to kill this game, doesn't it? Just with possession, they've got nothing to go out for now. They've got a 2-goal cushion. From a neutral point of view, you know that with that 1 goal in the balance, you're always thinking there's a little bit of risk involved. Whereas at the moment, that 2-goal buffer is everything.
Yeah, Shrewsbury need a goal, and they might have a chance here. It's Laurent with the shot, which did it take a little deflection? He says it did. I must admit, if I had to make that call, I might have given the corner, but I don't think the referee has.
It's hard to give it when you don't see the ball deviate too much through it. It might have just taken a nick off Lovren. Maybe Chavella, yeah, just hits the underside of his foot or the back of his Achilles.
But it's a goal kick to Liverpool. Giving themselves problems. Adrian with a smash away downfield, which never sometimes just the best thing to do, smash it away downfield. It's all very well playing out from the back, but when it needs smashing, smash it. Here's Minamino, Origi. Clipped in towards Curtis Jones. That was an important header from Roshan Williams to keep it away from Jones. Lovren into the back of Lang. The referee is not impressed.
Tripped the back of his legs. Still only 16, Harvey Elliott. A little bit to do in terms of physically, a bit of growing, a bit of maturing to do, but he's a very capable footballer, picks up some very clever positions. He's an intelligent player.
So, free kick to the home side, trailing by 2-0. His way. It has come his way. Love. Larouci away. All the red shirts back. Nice little flick around the corner, but Shrewsbury wins it for Liverpool and feeds Curtis Jones. Just wanted to leave that to allow it to run through to Origi, and there was an important touch to prevent it from doing so. Pierre. Goes through the little gap in between Jones and Minamino. Back by Edwards. This is Larouci. That's a good positive run. Stepping inside Roshan Williams, but then losing possession. Might have heard the name Neil Critchley over the course of this season. He is Liverpool's youth team coach, and I think he'll be very proud of what some of his charges have achieved in their appearances this season in the 2 domestic cup competitions. Foul on Nico Williams.
It really is up to Shrewsbury now, isn't it, to drive this game. Somehow got to raise the tempo, apply the pressure, whether that'll mean just getting up the pitch and coming out a little bit. Leaves them vulnerable to Liverpool's pace and counter, but they have to do something to try and get back in this game.
Well, to that end, Jason Cummings is warming up. He's a full Scottish international, actually, centre forward. Shrewsbury Cleary in the Shrewsbury goal. So it could be that Cummings is going to come on for Shrewsbury. Keita there warming up for Liverpool. As we were saying in the first half, a big plus for Jurgen Klopp to have him available again. James Milner out at the moment. Adam Lallana not in the matchday squad today. I think he's still suffering from illness. Their resources have been stretched at times this season, Matt, but they've always come through.
The resources look fine at the moment, don't they? When you list the names of players that could be playing that aren't regular starters in the team, Lallana, one of them. You know, the squad looks very healthy to me.
Liverpool's bench, by the way, today: Alexander-Arnold, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Salah, Firmino, and Keita, along with the young goalkeeper Queeve Kelleher and the young Dutch defender Kiana Herver.
Case in point there, isn't it?
Jason Cummings is coming on. Here is Shrewsbury. Now a chance for Shrewsbury to break. It's up towards Lang. I think he's onside. Here is Lang, about to be replaced, facing Adrian, and it's just wide. I think Adrian got a hand to that. He did. It's a corner. That's 3 times now, Matt. They've had one-on-one with Adrian, and they haven't beaten him yet. In comes the corner. Jones with the clearance.
2 good chances. A bright corner, wasn't it? Really caught Liverpool on the back foot, but Adrian getting an important touch. I'm not sure if that was going in, but he's still got a hand down to it.
They can create chances, Shrewsbury. What they've not done yet is take them. Yet. Lang is in the middle, Wally's in the middle, Lawrence in the middle, Edwards in the middle. Cross comes in from Aaron Pierre, headed out by Curtis Jones. Driven forward, but nowhere near any blue shirts. That's going to be a Liverpool goal kick, and a chance now for Shrewsbury to make this change. Callum Lang is going to be coming off. This is his final contribution. He's onside.
He's onside, and Lovren has absolutely no idea where he is. He's got to be checking his shoulder to see him there, but I don't know about you, I never felt that he looked completely confident in that situation. He didn't quite get the ball into the right place to get the best strike, and he's had to adjust it at the end. Wasn't a great strike given how good the position was.
So Adrian with another good save, and on comes Jason Cummings. He is 24 years old, from Edinburgh. Decent goal-scoring record with Hibernian in Scotland. Less so at Nottingham Forest, from where Shrewsbury signed him, but he does have 2 full Scottish international caps to his name. It's gone Liverpool's way, that decision. Much to the frustration of Sean Wally. Jason Cummings had a good goal-scoring record in Scotland. It's actually a very good one. 148 games for Hibs, 69 goals. That's nearly 1 in 2. Shrewsbury. Oh, Matip has given it away. Josh Lauren here, will he hit it? He does! He hits it wide. Joel Matip incredibly slack in giving the ball away, but yet another big chance.
Yeah, you can't say the Shrewsbury haven't had their chances, can you? I mean, it's gifted a great opportunity, but again, you just don't feel comfortable that they're going to have the quality to finish. Sooner or later, they've got to take some of these opportunities. You almost feel that it is passing them by already, but they appear to keep coming, don't they? And if Liverpool want to hand them to Shrewsbury like that, sooner or later they will take one.
That was a big error from Matty. Bound to be a bit rusty, having not played since the middle of October. His last appearance was in the only Premier League game this season Liverpool have not won. It was the draw at Old Trafford. Free kick here. Goal now, and it might get interesting, and Cummings is offside. Shame. Liverpool are posing themselves a few difficulties, aren't they?
Well, they're trying to play out from every angle, aren't they? And maybe that's the confidence. Maybe it's the two-goal buffer that they feel that they can just keep possession and play. But I think this game sometimes at the moment for Liverpool just requires a foot through the ball, doesn't it? And just to clear your lines and get up the pitch.
That was a good ball in by Love, headed over the top by Edwards. Really good ball into the box by Love. Edwards just didn't quite get over it.
Timed it well, Edwards, didn't he? Saw the opportunity, made the run, stole the half a yard. It's quite a long way out, and it's just before the near post. It'd have been some header to beat Adrian from there, but good opportunity.
Adrian forward, Origi, Jones. Elliott's little touch off to Jones, back into Elliott. And well marshalled by David Edwards, out to play for the goal kick. Remember the old meadow down by the river? They used to famously, when the ball went over the stand, it used to land in the river, and there was a fellow with a little boat called a coracle, a kind of woven boat of some sort, used to go out and collect the ball from out of the river.
Is that story real?
Yeah.
Really?
You're not old enough, man.
No, I'm not there.
Yeah.
I don't remember the meadow, and I definitely don't remember the oracle.
Yeah, coracle.
Coracle, sorry.
Coracle. It's a kind of boat. Beautiful town, Shrewsbury, on the river.
Never had the pleasure of being there.
It's lovely. Nico Williams. Here's Cummings. Good ball that. Laurent Larouci got the ball, I think. He is screaming penalty, and he's given it. Yasser Larouci gets a yellow card from the referee. It's a penalty kick to Shrewsbury. Yellow card for the Liverpool left-back. Huge chance for Shrewsbury.
Definitely a penalty, isn't it? And you could have the argument of a red card in that situation because he's the last man, taking him out in a goal-scoring opportunity. It's an interesting take, but certainly is late Larouci.
Yeah, my first thought was that he might have just got a toe on it, but he definitely didn't. And the substitute, Jason Cummings, is going to take this penalty kick, hoping to put Shrewsbury back in the tie, and we would have about 25 minutes to go. Cummings, who's been on the pitch for about 5 minutes, scores! Adrian the wrong way, Shrewsbury back in the tie. It's 2-1.
That's a good mentality from Cummings, isn't it? It's not easy having come on off the bench. It's definitely a confident goal scorer and strokes it home brilliantly, that penalty. Really composed, has a little look at Adrian, waits for him to dive and just caresses it into the corner. Nice bit of pace on the ball as well. Very confident take.
And now we have a cup tie again. Well, they deserve a goal, no question.
Is there an argument for a red card there? I mean, when I first saw it, I thought it's a touch. Maybe that would have been too harsh, but...
Well, is it a genuine attempt from Larouci to play the ball?
Yes.
Then I think probably the referee has enough of a case not to send him off.
Okay.
But it has changed the game. Sam Ricketts might not see it like that. He might think that Liverpool should be down to 10. certain amount of irony in that smile from Jurgen Klopp, I think.
Liverpool were looking a little bit sloppy though, weren't they? We were just talking before the goal about how they were trying to keep possession. They were causing some of their own problems.
Well, the whole mood, the whole atmosphere lifted. There's always got to be a tinfoil FA Cup. Can't be a cup tie without one.
I mean, it really is game on now, isn't it? One goal in it, they've scored, the crowd are up.
This handball by Laurent. It's going to be a free kick to Liverpool. They are now thoroughly enjoying themselves. Here's Origi. Origi, that's a good ball. And now Minamino goes down inside the penalty area. It's the Liverpool fans behind that goal who are now calling for a penalty. Not given. Josh Laurent here for Shrewsbury. Cummings wants the forward ball. David Edwards is there. I'm not sure if he was on or off, but he couldn't control it anyway.
There's Laurent running at people again. He's definitely got that in the locker. He's brought it into his game in this second half. He's capable of this. He can drive with the ball. He's got good pace. It's a nicely slid ball. I think he would have been half a yard offside had he got hold of it, Edwards, but it just shows you Laurent is capable of that.
Yeah. The last quarter of this cup tie is going to be very interesting now. Nico Williams. I wouldn't have said Liverpool looked rattled before the goal. Sloppy is the word, isn't it?
A bit more rattled now though, aren't they?
They are. That's a good ball. Here's Laurent again, who's been a handful. Chance for Love to cross, and Lovren with the clearance. Shrewsbury with the throw-in. Well, the script writer getting a hold of this one would now be penning Donald Love's 90th minute equaliser to make amends for the own goal. Origi into Jones. Jones with a bit of green grass ahead of him, making the most of it. Minamino inside. Elliott's there too. Jones trying to clip it to Shrewsbury. Cleared away by Edwards. Matty. Shrewsbury for Liverpool. Back into the Spaniard. Minamino. Larucci, who gave away the penalty. Minamino back to Shrewsbury. Liverpool enjoying probably their most prolonged spell of possession in the second half.
Well, I was just thinking that with Shrewsbury, don't allow them this possession. You know, these are the moments where you've got to keep your foot on the gas. Don't allow Liverpool to start to dictate the pace of this game now. Keep it to your tempo and get pressure, get people high up the pitch.
Liverpool are preparing what will be their first substitution of the game. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain has looked particularly annoyed once or twice in recent weeks at being taken off. The former Arsenal FA Cup winner, double FA Cup winner actually, is going to be on shortly, I think. There he is. You can just see him having a drink from a water bottle, stooping down, getting ready to come on. Liverpool throw. And now the change. Harvey Elliott making way, and Oxlade-Chamberlain is on.
I think Elliott can be really pleased with what he's done at such a young age, 16. He's coped with this game, picked up the ball in some good areas and shown clever movement. It's a really good prospect for Liverpool.
Jones just beaten to it. Shrewsbury, Jones. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Good challenge on Jones, who then stretches in to try and win it back. It's a free kick to Shrewsbury for the foul on Laurent. It's a good decision. I don't think there's any question about the award of the penalty. I'm sure that Sam Ricketts will think there might have been a red.
I think from his point of view, you could always ask that question and wonder why. It very much was a last-ditch tackle to a player that's through on goal. So I understand that he's genuinely going for the ball, Larouci, but he was very late and he took him out as he was through on goal. So you could absolutely argue that point.
Looks like Chamberlain has given the ball away. Goes forward. Lovren in the way for Liverpool now. Fabinho. Jones. It's an important block by Emax Landell. Fabinho. Here's Jones. Free kick. He was just blocked off. One of those players who plays with his head up most of the time.
Yeah, his awareness is very good, isn't it? The one criticism I'd have of him is maybe just holds onto the ball a little bit long sometimes. I think he could release it sooner, give other people the ball earlier and make their life a little bit easier.
Certainly a talented boy. Liverpool free kick leading by 2-1. 17 minutes to go. The penalty converted by Cummings, giving Shrewsbury a foothold. In it goes from Oxlade-Chamberlain, deflected. That'll be a corner. I think it was David Edwards who made the half block on the Oxlade-Chamberlain free kick.
Definitely had the goalkeeper scampering, didn't it? Slight deflection there.
Corner kick, short to Jones, and Joel Matip unable to make any meaningful touch on it. Well, Shrewsbury have done to Liverpool what Flamengo, Leicester, Wolves, Sheffield United, Everton, Spurs and Manchester United have all failed to do in recent weeks, and that is scored against them. They'll hope to do so again. Here's Fabinho. Jones, Origi, Minamino making the run, Divock Origi, it's dipping, good save that, O'Leary. No one in red following up enough to get on the rebound.
It's always difficult when the ball's bouncing in front of the goalkeeper, and look at the dip on that ball, the top spin. It is a good save because it's on target, it's in the corner, gets down really well.
Well, the last time Liverpool conceded 2 goals in a single game. Oh, hold on, they might hear. Cummings, he's done it! Great finish! Super sub for Shrewsbury has come on and scored twice. Jason Cummings, it's 2-2. What a great finish. Look at the celebrations. Oh, he took it brilliantly. What an afternoon for Jason Cummings. Shrewsbury Town 2, Liverpool 2.
There's a slight pause for the offside, but it really is just a big punt. It was out of nothing the goal, wasn't it? Lovren just doesn't deal with it. Takes a big swipe with his right foot to try and clear this ball. Cummings is able just to nutmeg him, pop it through, and from then on, he's shown the one thing that no other Shrewsbury player has been able to show in this match, and that's a bit of composure and quality in front of goal. And in fairness to him, since he has been on the pitch, he really has brought that, and that is a brilliant finish under pressure.
What a turnaround. 15 minutes for Shrewsbury to win this.
I mean, you'd never call this situation after that own goal went in, would you? You thought it was just that the game was dead and buried at that point, and it just shows you FA Cup football in these type of environments really can turn on its head very quickly.
Matip to Larouci. Larouci was caught. It's going to be a Liverpool free kick. It may be that Jurgen Klopp is turning and looking behind him at Mohamed Salah or at Roberto Firmino, saying go and win this time. Here's Origi, onside, side netting.
I'm not sure if Jurgen Klopp wants another fixture slid into the busy calendar that Liverpool already have. Origi there trying to do his best to stop that happening. It's a tight angle.
Well, just before Cummings' goal, I was about to say that the last time Liverpool had conceded more than one goal in any game, in any competition other than the League Cup, which they played very, very youthful sides in, was way back on the 2nd of October in a Champions League game against Salzburg, in which Minamino actually scored for Salzburg. But Shrewsbury have now done that. It's a shame for Love, falling as he tried to deliver. Salah. Well, I'm sure that Jurgen Klopp would have preferred not to have to use Mohamed Salah, but needs must.
It's down to Mo to come on and change this game, isn't it? I mean, if anything, you look at Shrewsbury and they really have got the ascendancy and are on the front foot.
Shrewsbury. Love with the header. Cummings is offside, that's why Lauren didn't play the ball, but the free kick's given anyway. Foul on Wally. If you've been in this situation, mate, you probably haven't, because you started your career at Luton, but hand on heart now, as Larouci makes the block. Are one or two of the Shrewsbury players thinking, I want to play at Anfield, or are they thinking, I want to win it today?
Well, I had this discussion with somebody yesterday, and it was interesting, and it's also interesting to hear what supporters say and what they would prefer. You know, some of the Shrewsbury supporters would love to go to Anfield and see their team play there, but there's nothing like winning, is there? That winning feeling, I think, just trumps everything.
Mohamed Salah is on. Joel Matip has gone off, which will necessitate somebody playing as a centre-half alongside Lovren, unless they go to a 3 of some kind. That's nicely done. Here's Love, drilled in by Love. Salah is there, just as well for Liverpool that he was. I think Salah saw a red shirt and played the ball in that direction, and the red shirt is Joel Matip making his way to the bench, having just been substituted.
I think you're definitely right. I think he saw the shirt of Matip and just rolled it, didn't he? He had the pace on it for somebody to run into it, but he was in the right area there, because I was picturing a Shrewsbury player running into that area of the box and latching onto that cross.
O'Leary with the clearance away downfield. You know, for all Liverpool's possession, for all that there has been to admire, has O'Leary had a save to make, apart from the two that went in?
No, it's definitely
actually
something.
One from Origi, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, the long-range dipping effort from Origi, he saved it, was on target, but it's definitely been a criticism of their performance, you know, all the possession, but we said in the first half, I mean, I think Shrewsbury had more efforts on target than Liverpool in the first half, which says everything.
Shrewsbury for Liverpool. 10 minutes to go, 81st minute. Lovren forward. Out by Emax Landau. Laurent forward. Wally. And Larouci under pressure.
He's played well in the second half, Laurent, hasn't he?
Look at the shots. 5-2 on target in Shrewsbury's favour. And one of Liverpool's 2 was the own goal. Here's Jones. Nico Williams. Pedro Chirivella forward, Origi miles offside.
I'd say the back three of Shrewsbury have had a good match today. Those three, Williams, Eubanks, Landell and Pierre, been very solid, defended crosses well, but have coped with the quality of the movement of Liverpool and really have limited them to barely any opportunities.
So Roberto Firmino, who scored Liverpool's late winner, not very far away from here actually, at Molineux, Wolverhampton on Thursday night, is about to come on. Is that a free kick? No, says Simon Hooper. Larouci lost it. And then it hit Lion's heel, which was a shame. Love to Cummings. Eubanks, Landell forward. That's a testing ball. It's a really good ball. Edwards. Well, Shrewsbury appeal. Wally went down a little bit early, I thought. The flag was up anyway.
There was a moment there, wasn't it? I just thought Edwards was going to have a touch and hit one. Unfortunately, a Liverpool player came out and just blocked him, but it'd be nice to have seen him get a shot off at the edge of the box there.
It's a corner. Aaron Pierre wins the corner. Well, 7 minutes to go, 2-2. Shrewsbury's corner played short. Drifted in, and Cummings was there, but so was Adrian. Oh, his heart will be pounding.
Mine is.
Yeah. It's been a great second-half performance to recover from that own goal in 25 seconds of the second half. Has shown remarkable resolve from the League One side.
That's great character, isn't it, and belief.
Shrewsbury making a change. Daniel Udo is going to be coming on. He's a striker. Go and make a name for yourself, says Sam Ricketts. Now, wouldn't that be something? So Sean Molly comes off, and on comes the 23-year-old Nigerian, Daniel Udo, wearing number 23. And Roberto Firmino is on for Liverpool. Minamino is replaced. Wow, 5.5 minutes away from a replay, and still, the way the game is going, with entirely reasonable thought in his head that they might win it without a replay. Fabinho is dropped into Liverpool's back four. Nico Williams trying to win it, but goal ball there for Shrewsbury. Forward it goes. Josh Laurent here. It's a very, very good game. Safety first from Adrian. He didn't like the little shove in the back he got from Shrewsbury's 2-goal scorer, Jason Cummings.
He certainly had an impact on the game, Cummings, hasn't he? Off the bench, stepped up for a penalty, scored. It's ruffling Adrian's feathers too.
Here's Donald Love. Chance to cross. It's a decent ball in. It bounced up onto a hand, didn't it? Edwards is there. And I think it's Nico Williams who flew in to head it behind. Shrewsbury a screaming handball. The flag is up on this near side for offside. Did seem to bounce onto Fabinho's arm.
It was definitely a handball in there. It's just whether or not it was an allowed or a handball by accident. There we go. It just pops up. know anything about it, Fabinho, does he? I don't think his arm is in an unnatural place. It just kicks up and it hits it on the back of the arm.
Yeah. I think you'd appeal. Obviously, you'd appeal.
Yeah.
But I don't think you'd probably expect to get it.
It's completely unintentional, isn't it?
Oxlade-Chamberlain to Larouci. Firmino. Jones. Dwelt on the ball and Lauren dispossessed him. Jason Cummings here. Just too much on the pass.
Lawrence been brilliant in this second half, I have to say. He's had an impact on everything. Winning the ball back, running, driving with the ball. He's had a super second half.
Jones for Liverpool to Fabinho. 2.5 minutes to go. Roberto Firmino. Larouci. Origi. Salah. Good challenge on Salah by Scott Goldbourne, on Origi by Scott Goldbourne. Liverpool have a throw-in. Fabinho. Firmino! Good touch by O'Leary! And a block on the line. I think it's Rochon Williams who blocked it. It is. Well, that would have been such a soft way to lose a cup tie.
Well, my heart was in my mouth there for a moment. I thought it was just going to be a simple tap-in.
Well, Rochon Williams managed to block it somehow, some way. Otherwise, Liverpool were back in front.
The ball appeared to go away from him a little bit, didn't it? I mean, Firmino does well, gets in, it's a save, and there, just can't adjust his feet, but what a recovery tackle, I have to say. Once he realised that he hadn't been able to deal with it, he really did get across and throw his body in the way. It's a brilliant block from the big man.
He hurt himself in the process, but I think he'll be okay. And we are now in the 90th minute. Rochon Williams, who actually, as a schoolboy, beat the British Olympic sprinter Darren Campbell's 100-metre sprint record at his school. I think he's probably bulked up a bit since then.
He'll probably still run a bit, though.
It's going to be a minimum of 4 added minutes. Fabinho. Nico Williams. It's an awkward one. O'Leary got something on it. Firmino for Liverpool. Oh, and wide from Salah. Can't believe he's missed it. Great chance for Mohamed Salah to win it.
Absolutely brilliant chance for Salah, wasn't it? These are the moments, that's why he's come on the pitch. This type of quality. Firmino does brilliantly, just sees the run. Look at that lovely little dink. Doesn't get enough on it. The ball's a little bit behind him, I have to say. He's had to adjust his neck. He doesn't get enough purchase on it. He wants to glance it into that far post, but not enough contact.
Suddenly Shrewsbury are hanging on a little. 4 minutes, remember, were indicated. Firmino feeds Larouci.
Just got a feeling there's a twist in this game still.
Chirivella. Out by Ebanks Landell. Cummings chasing Lovren, hoping for an error that doesn't come. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Jones, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Williams. Lovren. It's a defensive header which Daniel Ludo can't clear up the line. It's a Liverpool throw. Larouci to Jones. Well defended by Udo. Corner though. Actually, a Liverpool throw-in. Firmino, Larouci, Lovren. Good defensive header. Jones couldn't quite tame it. Larouci stretching for it. Laurent bringing it away for Shrewsbury. It's another good piece of work by Shrewsbury's number 28 before Lovren gets his foot in. And the break is on. Laurent with Cummings in the middle. Went for the near post and Adrian puts it behind. And as we move into the 93rd minute, 94th minute, Shrewsbury have a corner.
Well, I'd definitely say that was an intended cross from Laurent there. He's had to make Adrian work, but he wanted to whip that ball across the face of the goal.
Wow. Corner kick to be taken by Sean Goss for Shrewsbury. Right into the mix. Good corner too, headed back across goal by a back-pedalling Cummings, who might have just thought for a second he was going to score a famous hat-trick. Salah won't reach that. O'Leary did. Curtis Jones for Liverpool. Chirivella, Firmino, Oxlade-Chamberlain might hit it. Half a block. Jones into the crowd of players, hit Roshan Williams. And the referee blows his whistle, and Shrewsbury Town will go to Anfield for an FA Cup fourth round replay after a quite brilliant comeback in the second half. Substitute Jason Cummings with 2 goals after Liverpool, the league leaders, had raced into a 2-goal lead. Curtis Jones in the first half, and then a horror own goal from Love in the opening seconds of the second half. How Shrewsbury got back from there, Matt Upson, I do not know, but they absolutely deserve a replay.
Well, it's all credit to their mentality and character, isn't it, to come back from that situation. Love as well to continue playing and give a good account of himself. It's not easy after a big mistake by that, but they fully deserve to be in the next round.
Wonderful day at the New Meadow, and it's finished Shrewsbury Town 2, Liverpool 2. Well, a wonderful atmosphere at the New Meadow for the most romantic of FA Cup fourth round ties. League One Shrewsbury Town against Premier League leaders Liverpool, who bossed possession early on and took the lead after 15 minutes. Curtis Jones with a lovely composed finish from an excellent Pedro Chirivella through ball. Quality goal.
Quality all round, the through ball, and the level of composure that Jones has shown there is very good.
It wasn't all Liverpool in the first half though. Ollie Norwood here dispossessed Fabinho. Lovely weighted ball through to Sean Wally and a really good save by Adrian.
Yeah, I would say that the save was brilliant from Adrian. It's a game of chess, isn't it, really? Who's going to move first? And Adrian got the upper hand in that one.
Well, right at the start of the second half, this was a moment to forget for poor Donald Love. Dreadful own goal. 25 seconds into the second half.
He's just far too casual at the back post. Start of the second half, he's come out, might not be at the races, but glaring error from him, a terrible mistake.
But still, Shrewsbury managed to create opportunities, and Lang was onside here and through against Adrian. Another good save.
Just one of many chances that Shrewsbury had, and didn't quite have the quality to convert these opportunities, but had plenty of efforts on target.
And Liverpool just got themselves a little sloppy in possession at the back on more than one occasion, and Shrewsbury profited from it. Larouci there with the challenge on the excellent Laurent. Penalty kick to Shrewsbury. Yellow card for Larouci.
Yeah, Laurent been making those driving runs all second half. Definitely late Larouci, and maybe fortunate to stay on the pitch.
Cummings, the substitute from the spot. Very good penalty. Really calm.
Cool and calm, wasn't it? Having just come off on the bench, has a little look up and just strokes it into the bottom corner.
Well, that came with 25 minutes to go, and it seemed as though that foothold in the game might not last, as Liverpool then recovered and had an long spell of possession, finishing with Origi. A dipper well saved by O'Leary.
An easy one for O'Leary. That dipping shot is going into that corner. It's a strong left hand on it.
How about this? O'Leary's long clearance downfield. The little flick on. Cummings away from Lovren, whose error it was. And how about that for composure and a wonderful Shrewsbury Town moment.
Really was a moment, wasn't it? Lovren there, it's a mistake from him. He has to deal with that ball and clear it, but take nothing away from Cummings. This is not an easy chance, and he shows the one thing that no Shrewsbury player did was real composure.
Well, there were 15 minutes to play at 2-2, and Shrewsbury weren't done yet. They thought they could win it, and they thought here they might have had a penalty. Love with the cross. Udo attacked it. It bounced up onto Fabinho's arm, and the verdict was no penalty.
It's completely unintentional, isn't it? Fabinho knows nothing about that ball.
But make no mistake about it, Liverpool were being put under pressure, as here Roshan Williams at the other end managed to prevent the softest of Liverpool winners. Great recovery after his initial error.
Absolutely brilliant recovery, wasn't it? Thought it just slipped away from him, but look at that tackle.
Well, Jurgen Klopp threw on Roberto Firmino and Mohamed Salah in an attempt to win the game, and they so nearly did. O'Leary got his hand to that. Roberto Firmino's cross, Salah's header, just the wrong side of the post. That would have won it, but as it is, Shrewsbury get their replay, 2-2. So let's have a look at the statistics, and although Liverpool will feel that they've thrown this away with a 2-goal lead, Shrewsbury were always a presence in the game, and the shots on target shows you that. 5 for Shrewsbury, 4 for Liverpool. That may be a more telling stat than the possession, which shows that Shrewsbury only had 30% of the ball, but they did more with it. And the action areas in this fourth round tie show just how well Shrewsbury did to attack the final third of Liverpool's half of the field, particularly in the second half when they came back so brilliantly from 2-0 down. Here's the attacking areas. They used the width well, actually, Shrewsbury, but probably their outstanding player who'll be licking his lips at the prospect of playing at Anfield was Josh Lauren, the man who was fouled for the penalty which turned the tie. And Liverpool, they had youth on the right-hand side in Harvey Elliott for much of the game before the 16-year-old was taken off. Minamino probably will have better days in a red shirt. Didn't have the greatest of games and was finally substituted. Well, you have to look at the stats of this man, Cummings, who only came onto the pitch as a substitute more or less midway through the second half of the game, and what an impact he had. Fantastic. 3 shots, 2 goals. He's earned the replay. In the Liverpool goal, Adrian made 3 excellent saves in the game. One-on-one with Wally, he saved it. One-on-one with Callum Lang in the second half, he saved it. Without him, who knows, Liverpool might not even have had a replay. So here, the celebrations at the home of Shrewsbury Town, League One Shrewsbury Town. Young and old thought this cup tie was way beyond them when Liverpool led by 2-0. As it is, Shrewsbury Town from League One will go to Anfield to face Liverpool in a 4th round replay after a quite brilliant second half comeback from them. It was a magnificent cup tie and they thoroughly deserve it. Jason Cummings is the hero of the Shrewsbury Town fans who will now be buying tickets for the replay. My thanks to Matthew Upson after this wonderful day. Thank you very much for joining us from the Montgomery Waters New Meadow. It's goodbye.
Come on!